Hey everyone, my name's Dom, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I've done a tag, so I'm going to hit you up today with the end of year book tag. So we're coming towards the end of 2021, so it's a really good time to do the end of year book tag. This is one that I've had my eye on for a little while, just been waiting for the right opportune moment to film it. And then as it happens, the lovely Ercy from Circe's book telepathically linked in with me and found out that I wanted to do this. So she tagged me when she did her video a few days ago. As always, I'll link Ercy's channel and her video in the description box below. Please do go and check them out. Subscribe to her channel if you haven't already done so. She puts out some great regular content. This tag anyway though is just a quick fire one really, 6 questions, so let's dive straight in. So question 1 is, are there any books that you've started to read this year and you're yet to finish? And I think technically in what I consider to be the spirit of the question, the answer is no, because I'm not the type of reader who starts a book and then puts it aside for finishing later on, for instance. So for me, this one is essentially the same question as what book are you currently reading, because I do just read one book at a time, which in this instance is Of Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill, which I'm currently reading an advanced review copy of. I recently finished book 1 of Blood and Fire in this series, which is called The Bound and the Broken, and you can find my review along with a look at the prequel novella, The Fall, in the cards in the top corner. Question 2 is, do I have an autumnal book to transition to at this time of year? And the straight answer to this is no. I don't have any particular books or types of books that I read at different seasons or months or holidays or anything along those lines. I just read what I want when I want, and the book is the only influence in that decision, unless perhaps it's an advanced review copy where I have an obligation to read it within a certain time frame, so I can leave a review and help the author and help the book when it does actually come to publication date. Question 3 is there a new release that you're still waiting for? And by waiting for or still waiting for, I assume that means this year, 2021. So the only one for me is Of Darkness and Light, which comes out on the 31st of December, but I'm already reading a review copy of that one at the moment, so I guess I'll win that one. Question 4 is, what are 3 books that you still want to read before the end of the year? So I said that I would read Velocity Weapon, the first book in the Protectorate series, a fantasy trilogy by Megan O'Keefe. That was one of my planned November reads, so that would be one. Then I haven't really made any December plans as yet, because being a mood reader, that's kind of not how it works. But I'm thinking I might take a look at book 3 in the Lacanius trilogy, The Light of All That Falls, I think that one's called, just so I can get that series cleared down. There's also then Legacy of Ghosts, which is book 2 in the Choroidic sagas by Alicia Wanstall Burke, because there is then book 3 in that series coming out in January, and I want to get to that one relatively soon as well. So that might be the additional 2 to make up a 3 for this answer. Next up, question 5, is there a book you think can shock you and become your favourite of the year? For this one, I don't really think so. I mean, we're getting towards the end of the year, and the rate that I read books, there's only a small opportunity left for a new favourite of the year. Velocity Weapon, I've heard some really good things about. Trin over at Portable Magic has really enjoyed this trilogy, and that's one of the reasons that I'm a bit more excited to kind of bring that one forward. We're having kind of an unofficial read-along, I guess, of Darkness and Light. There's a bunch of us in the Oasis Discord server who've been reading this title and the other Ryan Cahill titles, and a couple of the people who are ahead of me on this one, and those who I've seen responding to the author's Twitter account, have said that it is absolutely amazing. It's better than book 1, which, as you'll see in the review up in the corner, I did rate 5 stars. So if it is better than that one, that could be one, but would I say it would shock me? I don't think so, really. And also The Light of All That Falls, again, I've heard that that's a really good, really fantastic kind of round out of the Lacanius trilogy. So again, there's a possibility, because I did like the previous 2 books in that trilogy, but I'm not sure yet that any of these are going to come out as number 1 for me over the year. Possibly Of Darkness and Light might be the one that does it, but would I call it a shock? As I say, I'm not sure that I would at this point. And then question 6, have I already started making plans for next year? Well, as I've already said and indicated, that's not really something that I do. I might make some very loose plans, but certainly nothing solid. There are a few books that I do want to get to, including some that I said that I'd like to get back to continue series, for instance, this year, and I haven't got round to. So just above my head there, we've got Words of Radiance, book 2 in the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, which I've been looking to get. Just a little bit further along from that, we've got The Farseer. So I've read book 1, Assassin's Apprentice, and I do want to continue with that series. So I've got my next 2 books waiting there. And then I've also got a bunch of books that I haven't read, and they're the opening to a series. So this is kind of my unread shelf. Just at the top there, we've got The Wolf of Oren-Yaro, we've got The Bone Ships, we've got The Black Coast. Just below it there, we've also got The Ember Blade, which is a new acquisition. So plenty of books that I do really want to be reading, but nothing that I've made plans to in terms of when I'm going to read them or anything along those lines. The only ones that I have got kind of specific plans, I guess, for are, as I mentioned earlier on, advanced review copies that have kind of a deadline for me to read them in. So I've got 2 outside of Darkness and Light. One of them may sneak into a December read, so I might do one December, one January. So one is a sci-fi title called Mickey 7, and then there's a fantasy as well, which is The Justice of Kings. So I've got a physical copy of Mickey 7 to get through and a digital copy of The Justice of Kings. So those are the only 2 that I'm going to specifically kind of put a deadline on, or specifically say that I'm going to read them in a certain month. Outside of that, we'll take it as it comes, and I'll see what series take my fancy, what I want to continue with, and where my reading wants to take itself in the coming year. So anyway, that's a nice quick and easy tag looking at the end of year and a quick highlight towards next year. I'm not going to tag anyone in this because we are getting towards December now. There's not a lot of time left to really consider this, and I know a lot of people have already done this tag, so I won't burden anyone further with it. If you like this though, do the usual, like, subscribe, comment down below with your thoughts and plans. I'll hopefully see you again in a video soon, but until then, of course, take care of yourself, read some good books. Bye for now.